Hey everybody, it's Monday morning and it is so great to be back with you all again. I'm just in from a great trip on board the Relentless, so I've got all the intel on that tuna, when it's biting, what it's biting on, and so much more. There's a lot more fishing to go for bluefin tuna this year. The Apollo is out today fishing that bluefin tuna. If we hear anything at all, we'll be updating on the Friedman Adventures network. We'll have that for you hopefully a little bit later today. Speaking of the Amigo, well, we weren't speaking of it, but we're speaking of it now. They were at San Nicolas Island. We'll have that, Catalina Island updates, and so much more. You know what time it is. It's Monday morning, and it's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, divine. So good. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is great to be back with you all again. Thank you for being here this lovely Monday morning. We have had some really great weather, haven't we? I was out on the Relentless, and I'm going to get into that in a moment with you. But man, it was as beautiful a day as you could ever imagine. It was a little cold in the morning and the evenings, but during the day, it was t-shirt weather, and it was absolutely flat calm. And the amount of blue sharks that we saw was truly amazing. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. So maybe they're starting to cycle back in, or perhaps we're seeing the benefits of some fishing restrictions on blue sharks and other species like that. And all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of them. In fact, they started to become a nuisance as they did back in the old days. Hey, last night, Ricky Carbajal, Chris Isaac, those guys are from the El Patron, the boat that's, and also the Apollo for that matter, but they're going to be going down to Puerto Vallarta here very, very soon and running their boat. And Jay Lorenzo, great guy, he's on the Apollo. Many of you know Jay. We went out to dinner for some Mexican food last night and had an absolute ball. And our waiter walks up, and his name is Isaac, and he looks at me and he says, "I know you." And I said, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Yeah, I watch you every day, Friedman Adventures." So, hey, Isaac, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. You made me feel like a big shot in front of the guys, and I hope to fish with you someday really, really soon. All right, let's go south the border and start down in Ensenada this beautiful Monday morning because things down there have been pretty darn good. Now, the rock fishing has been excellent. The guys from Bluefin Sport Fishing have been going out, hanging a left, going down the Baja coast, down there around Santo Tomas, where they've been catching nice lings and reds and boccaccio and all kinds of bottom grabbers. It has really been some excellent fishing, no doubt about that. So that is continuing. As long as they have good weather, they're going to continue to catch those fish. Victor from Bluefin tells me that in the colder water months, and we're starting to get into that now, December, January, February, for sure, the lingcod, and he's talking about the bigger lings will move into the shallows, and he said it's phenomenal. Drop a jig down, bounce it, you hang those fish, drop a mackerel down, and you hang some really giant lings. So we're moving into that. But right now, they're doing quite well on smaller lings with the occasional big lings and then all that other variety, providing excellent table fare to all the people who are down there. Today, a guy by the name of Javier, who's a big Friedman Adventures fan, he is out fishing with them. So tomorrow, we should have some info and some intel from Javier. And I wish you the best of luck, Javi. If you're tuning in before you take off, I am telling you, I wish you a really great trip. Now, Arnie Mann's out of Ensenada, and Arnie's been catching a few yellowtail from time to time, some bigger bonita, and also some good rockfish. You can find him on Facebook, Arnie, A-R-N-I-E, Man, M-A-N. You should know that one. And he's been doing quite well down there also. We are in that situation where the water temps have reduced, so bye-bye Dorado. They're long gone, and so are the yellowfin tuna for that matter. The water's just too cool for that. Might see some bluefin, though, and that's still not out of the realm of possibility. If some guys start to find that outside of Todos Santos Island, down there off of Santo Tomas, that would not surprise me one bit at all. All right, let me tell you, on board the Relentless, what a great crew they have on that boat out of H&M Landing. if you go out with those guys, you're going to have the time of your life. And not only because of their expertise, I mean, they do it all right. They walk around, they make sure everybody's knots are tied properly, they make sure everybody's using the right kind of jigs. They're constantly on you if you hook a fish. There's somebody by your side coaching you, helping you, getting all the tangles out. But they also happen to be really, really great. And I got to tell you, Mikey, the captain, when he gets on the PA and he starts this stuff about fish are at 150, fish are 180, fish are at 200 feet. All right, the big school, throw the bait, get the bait in the water. Come on, guys, drop. Oh my God, your heart's about ready to jump out of your chest. That guy is awesome. The way he does a play-by-play on what he's seeing coming into the sonar. I mean, you can picture it in your mind's eye. He's so vivid about it all. And he's so excited. And it sounds genuine. I think it is. Mikey, only you can answer that. Man, it is awesome. And not only that, it's instructional. He's telling you how far to drop to get a bite. Many guys got those bites on the way down, on the sink, that is. So if your jig's sinking and it stops, you haven't hit bottom. It's way too deep for that. A bluefin has inhaled your jig. You need to put it in gear and start winding on it and set the hook that way. So that was really fantastic on that boat. So the whole day long, we didn't do anything at all. There was a few boats that caught some fish, and there has been an occasional decent hit during the daytime hours. So that is possible. And the Apollo is there right now. They're running out of 22nd Street Landing. Jeff Jessup is running the boat, but Ricky Carvajal's on there. Jay is on. All the guys I went to dinner with last night, except for Chris Isaac. So they're out there, and they're going to let me know today if anything is going on. So if anything happens and it's really, really good, I'll do a special update for you all. And they're going to hang out till the nighttime bite. Several other boats, Legend, Old Glory, the Pacific Islander. In fact, driving in the parking lot, I saw Aaron from the Native Sun. You know Aaron, who runs the Native Sun, and it looked like several of his crew members. I said, what are you guys doing, man? We're getting on the Pacific Islander, and they had a huge day. Limits of big bluefin tuna the same day we were out. So there's some really good nighttime fishing to be had. It's pretty dead during the day. About an hour before the sun sets, it starts to nibble, it starts to show itself, it starts to react. And man, at night, you can get on a good school, and they want to bite those. I want to say 300 to 600 gram jigs are best. And Brett Ender, just for you. Brett was on the trip with his dad, David, and his other brother, Seth. Great family, great people. Brett, you're number one. And to both your daughters, someday you'll be out fishing with us too. But in the meantime, we'll get you out in the surf or do something like that. But Brett, just for you, when the captain says drop, drop, okay? Don't take a sip of your beer. Don't take a sip of your coffee. Don't say anything to your neighbor. Drop! That's what you want to do. You want to drop because he is seeing the fish on the sonar. The quicker you get down on those fish, the more likely it is you're going to hook up. Several guys got their first time fish, and as usual, Friedman Adventures, for whatever reason, I'm really blessed, we attract such a great group and crowd of people, and that certainly was the case. The video is out of the trip. There's several dramatic moments in there. You're going to love it. You can check it out for yourself, but everybody was pulling for the other guy, trying to help the other guy. Anthony Amalfitano at the end of the trip went to some guys and said, hey, you didn't catch fish, right? Here, take a chunk of my bluefin. Take a chunk of my bluefin. Take a chunk of my bluefin. Watched him do it over and over and over again. Watched Joe Martinez do the same thing. Joe was red hot. He had 3 fish and had one right at color that they lost. And man, that was a heartbreak because that was a 100-plus pounder for sure. I was there watching it, and it was a nice fish. So really a lot of incredible moments in that video. Check it out. It'll do you a lot of good. 200-pound mono leaders for sure. Pay attention to what, the skipper is saying. And once again, that was really fun fishing. Last night, I've already heard from some guys because I talked to Apollo and he talked to some guys, and he said several boats had really excellent fishing again last night. Still nice weather, and it sounds like that BFT is going to just keep on nibbling, and that is really, really good news. 25 to 100 plus pounds. We didn't see a lot of 25s. We saw mostly 50 to 100 plus pounders in the bites, and that's just a beautiful grade of bluefin tuna. And another thing, I mentioned the blue sharks everywhere. we didn't have our squid lights on. We did have our deck lights on, and we're pretty lit up on board the Relentless, but there was squid all over the place. Not like a big white ball float, but scattered squid all over. Probably saw hundreds of squid when you looked out into the water. So if that's not a sign the ecosystem is in really good shape, I don't know what is. That really was good. Great crew on the Relentless. You're going to love them out of H&M. Give them a try. All right, let's bounce around some islands. Coronado Islands, Todos Santos, a few bonita, a few yellowtail, mostly rockfish. Same thing up there at San Clemente Island, but everybody's out fishing that bluefin. But there's a few yellows there. Good bonita fishing. Okay, calico bass fishing, especially if you have live squid or fresh dead squid. Catalina, really good bonita fishing going on there with some rockfish. Occasional yellowtail. A lot of squid starting to push in there. Sea bass and halibut have been around, especially for yachts and smaller boats. There's been some hellacious sea bass bites at Cat. Santa Barbara Island, we see some yellows there breezing around under the birds for an hour or so, and then they sink out and go away. There's good rock fishing there at SBI also. And then San Nicolas Island, as we mentioned, or maybe I did mention, I can't remember now. The Amigo was there, and he had outstanding, I teased it, that's right. He had outstanding bottom fishing. No exotics, no yellows, no sea bass, nothing like that, but whitefish, sheep's head, rockfish, just all you want. Everybody limited out on board the Amigo. Jeff Jessup got in last night. I said hi to him. He said, hi, Phil. Bye, Phil. He got in on the Amigo at 8 o'clock, jumped on the Apollo, and off they're going at 9 p.m. Off they went last night at 9 p.m., so that was pretty darn good. Along the coast, we continue to see mostly all shallow water rockfish. Don't see any real bites on bass or anything else. And by that, I mean huge, big score. So they're picking away at the bass and catching mostly rockfish and a few halibut in the surf, along with some yellowfin croaker, spotfin croaker, and now barred perch in the cooler water. At Silver Lakes, our dear friend Isaac Parcell, who is always getting the kids out fishing, they had extraordinary trout fishing. He sent these photos in. It looks like they had such a good time, and I always love hearing from Isaac because he's such a great outdoorsman. He's such a great family guy, and he's always putting his heart and soul into getting more kids into the great outdoors. Not only his own children, but other kids too. Isaac, you are number one. All right, everybody, please do me a favor. Give us a like. It really helps us a lot. Smash hard on that thumbs up button. That'll really help us so very much. And of course, I'll be watching things throughout the day here Monday for you all. Saturday, after Thanksgiving, we'll be in Ensenada taking care of an orphanage. Thanks to your donations, it really helps us a lot. We're able to help others. God bless you for that. I deeply, deeply appreciate that very, very much. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? It's always great to be with you. And on this lovely Monday morning, I salute you. And I wish you all the very, very best. Have a wonderful start to your week, and I hope to see you really, really soon.